Are you feeling insecure? Do you walk into a room and feel like you're the least important person? You're constantly overlooked, overheard, and not listened to. And you just want to be like those people that can walk into the room and just, without saying anything, they assert a sense of confidence. They take up room, they make the room light up. If you want to be that way, continue watching this video. The problem is that you have the belief that you belong to the bottom of the hierarchy, whether that is conscious or unconscious. You somehow believe that you are not good enough. The problem here is you're comparing yourself to people who only show what they want you to see. In this world, we all are carrying masks. We're only showing the facets of ourselves that we want to be seen. We're acting out personas in a sense. And it's a vicious circle because we're all showing what we want others to see. And then we compare ourselves to versions of others that have been filtered, that have been adjusted, that have been modified, okay? And we believe that that is the whole person. You can't compare your whole flawed self that you know about to someone else's version that they choose you to see. But this is what we're constantly doing. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others, although that is the most unfair thing you can do. True confidence comes from within. You really have to stop thinking about it from this surface level, from this appearance level. I'm not going to tell you to get some sort of surgery or get a new haircut or just change your appearance and, suddenly become more confident. This can be something that can add on top, but the core problem here is something else. It is inside your mind. It is the beliefs that you hold about yourself that determine how confident you are, how much you think you're worth, okay? So surface work is not going to cut it. You have to dig deep in order to truly become confident. Truly confident people, the ones that I told you about, the ones that don't even have to say anything and be respected immediately, they share one ability, okay? They share one aspect, and that is that they truly believe in themselves. They know what they're worth, they know their abilities, and they trust themselves. This is what confidence is about. So at the core of all your insecurities, at the core of all the things that make you think that you're not good enough, is your belief system. And your belief system is a tricky thing, okay? This is not just something that you taught yourself. This is something that has been brought onto you by generations of people before you. And this belief system helps you to orient yourself in the world. It gives you some sense of direction. But it can also make you feel very depressed if it's negative, okay? So what you have to do is you have to dismantle your belief system. And this is very difficult because our belief system works in a way where it's very automatic. Most of the time, we don't really know our beliefs. We just kind of act automatically. The first step in order for you to improve your confidence has to be to identify your beliefs. You have to become conscious of the unconscious. Which beliefs drive your behavior? And I'm going to give you some example of negative core beliefs that you might have, that a lot of people have, that I had myself. For example, if you always feel or if you have always felt like some sort of imposter at work, for example, or at school, like everyone else was better than you, maybe the core belief that is behind that all is just that you're a failure. And this could be projected onto you by your parents. This could have been something that you experienced when you were a child, or you could have just started this belief yourself after some sort of experience. No matter where it came from, if that's your belief and you feel that way, then you have to change that. Another belief that many of us hold is that when we don't deserve closeness when we're feeling bad. A lot of people isolate when they feel sad because they feel like they're a burden. That is also a core belief. And the problem with these core beliefs is that they completely change the way you perceive the world, the way you feel, and also ultimately the way you act. It is this process of believing something about yourself, then feeling emotions accordingly, and then that influences your behavior. And the problem with our mind is it sort of works like a prediction machine, you know? You have this belief, I'm a failure. You have these emotions of anxiety, of not feeling good enough, and then you act less competent, less confident than you can actually be. You know, you're less confident in your skills. You're not really showing all that you can show. And then what you get, the response you get from the outside is, oh, well, actually, you're not that competent at all because you're not showing it. And that again reaffirms the initial beliefs that you had. Do you see how this is a vicious circle? This is what we believe manifests in our world through our emotions and through our behavior. And the only way to change your reality is to change your beliefs. But the thing is, what I just told you about is these beliefs are extremely automatic. A lot of the times, people don't have access to those beliefs. They don't know what they believe about themselves. They just know how they act, you know? And some people can't even name how they feel before acting in some manner. They just act. And then they wonder why they acted a certain way. Same thing with self-destructive behavior. Where do you think your self-destructive behavior is coming from? There's a reason why people with low self-esteem self-manipulate, self-sabotage, because what self-destructive behavior does is it alleviates you for a while, okay? It is actually designed to make you feel better. Your mind does this, or you do this when you feel bad, when you feel some sort of negative emotion that you just want to run away from. And self-destructive behavior often has this effect of putting you into a different state of mind instantaneously, you know? For example, if you start scrolling through social media and you're completely dissociating, you're not having to feel your feelings and think your thoughts anymore. Or when you have some sort of addiction and you can, let's say you start drinking again because you just want to forget about your feelings, about your negative thoughts. What is at the core of that is actually your negative beliefs, okay? A lot of us, people that have low self-esteem, we're also in a constant battle with ourselves and with our own self-destructive behavior. In order to change this vicious cycle, you have to identify those negative beliefs. But how do you do that? The thing is, you can't think yourself in the right way of acting. It's the other way around. You have to act yourself in the right way of thinking. So the behavior part is what you should start with. And this is difficult. I'm basically telling you, and this is just what you have to do, is to act against what you believe. So you have to start showing up as a person that you are not, that you don't think you are, okay? So, for example, if in the past you always struggled to maintain a routine, you always struggled to eat healthy and go to the gym, all of those are things that are important for you, you have to start doing that. And the thing is, in the beginning, it's going to be tough because, as I said, our behaviors and what we do is very automatic. And it's difficult to change that, for sure. But after a while of acting differently, your brain will start to see that this old set of beliefs that we used to predict or to make sense of the world is not fitting anymore. The belief that you are just not a healthy person does not seem to align with your behavior. And this forces your belief system to change. So you have to start with the action part. The sentence, fake it till you make it, comes from exactly that point, okay? You have to start acting out a version of you that doesn't exist already. And in order for you to do that, you need to have a plan. You need to really write out who you want to be. What does the person I want to be act like, okay? And interesting enough, your self-destructive behavior can help you here. A lot of the times, self-destructive behavior is connected to some form of shame. You're feeling ashamed for the things you're doing. And this can actually help you be of guidance. And the parts that you feel ashamed about. For example, if you keep failing to have this healthy routine, if you keep failing to go to the gym, if you keep overeating, and you constantly feel ashamed about it, the odds are very, very high that actually being healthy, being a healthy person, having a healthy routine is one of your core values, is important to you. That is the only reason why you feel so ashamed when you fail to live up to that standard, because you have that standard for yourself. This is how you identify your values. This is how you identify your value structure. And this is what you have to do. You have to map out who you want to be and start showing up as that person, constantly collecting evidence against your old belief system. This is how you do it. This is how you prove your own mind wrong. You show yourself that this is not who you are anymore. And this is what many people get wrong. It doesn't start with the belief part. It starts with the acting part, and the beliefs then follow, okay? Because behavior is something that you can change. It's something that you can alter. Beliefs have to be altered through evidence, which you collect through your behavior, all right? And during that process, it's normal to have setbacks. For example, if your beliefs right now are that you're a failure, that you're unlovable, that you're lazy and not a hard worker, eventually this automatic mechanism is going to start taking over again, and you're going to start falling into old patterns, okay? That is normal. And it is really important to then not get frustrated, to then not look for other people and see how much better they're doing, and how you're just failing, although you're trying so hard, okay? This is super important. Don't compare yourself to others while on this journey of completely rewiring your mind, okay? It's extremely unfair to compare yourself to other people when you are the only person with your own individual set of beliefs and values, okay? You can't compare your journey to another person's journey. That is not productive at all. You can use other people for inspiration, but you should be your number one companion and your number one comparison. And this is also what confidence really is about. It's not about focusing on other people. It's really nothing external. This is what many people get wrong. This is also what I talked about in the beginning with all these masks that we're wearing. We think that self-confidence is some sort of image that we're projecting outwards. No, self-confidence is a whole. It's you as a person, okay? And truly confident people, what really distinguishes them is that they're authentic, that they're showing up as their whole being. And this is also manifests in relationships. If you want to be confident, you don't have to just do that inner work, change your beliefs. You also have to act that out. You have to be vulnerable. You know, once you've figured out your values, once you've also figured out your boundaries, you have to communicate that. You have to act that out into the world. You have to act it out like you think you're worth it. And even though you might not think that you're worth it right now, you should act it out that way. So when someone crosses your boundaries, you have to tell that person, you just crossed my boundaries, and that's not okay, because that's just not okay. Because I am worth being respected. See, the problem with insecure people is a lot of the times they're just adapting to what other people want them to be. And this is horrible because you're constantly adapting to the wishes of other people, but you are not a persona. You're not a fucking puppet that is trying to entertain everyone. You are a whole person, especially if you start working on your belief system, if you start working on your boundaries, okay? You're starting to build a person, and it is crucial for you to show up as that whole person in every encounter you have, okay? Be your authentic self. Be vulnerable. And this is also the only way that you'll be able to have authentic relationships. You can't have authentic relationships when you're just showing up as half of yourself, as a part of yourself, as a facet, okay? You have to be your true self. True connection happens when you show your good and your bad, when you show your vulnerable sides, your dark sides, when you show what you're working on, okay? And when you also let your insecurities shine through sometimes. This is also what a lot of people get wrong, that truly confident people just seem to be made out of steel, have no flaws. No. True confidence means being okay with the weaknesses that you still have. It's a process. You're a work in progress. And even though you're making progress and you're changing your beliefs, there might still be things that need work. And you can portray that. You can show that to other people. This is what makes you connect to other people, truly, okay? I'm not saying show that to everyone. I'm not saying go to work and tell everyone about your depression. That is not the right way to go. But in intimate relationships, it is absolutely necessary for you to share those parts of yourself, okay? Because true friends and true companions, they will appreciate you for you. They will appreciate you for your authentic self. This, again, helps to grow your confidence. You see, this is all a cycle, and if you change one thing, the other things will change as well. It's sort of like a domino, you know? You start to change your behaviors, your beliefs, your emotions, and your relationships, and that is all connected to one another. And you can't just change one thing and then keep the other things the same, because that stops your progress. This is something really, it's a revelation, and it's not some quick fix that you can just, do one step and be done. That's not it. I'm sorry to tell you that. True confidence, to sum it up, comes from within, okay? It comes from changing your belief system by changing your behavior. What other people think about you does not matter. It's not about the image you portray, it's about the person you are. Once you start becoming more satisfied with yourself because you're actually sticking to your values, because you're actually meeting your goals, because you're acting like the person that you want to become, you'll start to feel more confident like that. Changes will start happening, and people will also start perceiving you differently. But this, again, is not what this is about. This is about how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you talk with yourself. You can use your mind to change your brain. You have that power. We all have that power. And if you use the knowledge that I just gave you in this video, I'm sure that you'll be able to do that. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I see you guys in the next video. Bye.